Bobby Buck Promotions.
Yeah, y'all. It's a new day, y'all. Yeah. We got some business to take care of. Lots of business. But people are dying every day, shedding tears every way. Oh my God, I feel their pain. Oh my God, who's to blame? We need another day. See the light, a new way. Stop this fight. Peace in the hood is on its way. And peace in the hood is here to stay. Cause it's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood is on its way. Cause it's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood is here to stay. Cause it's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood is on its way. It's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood is here to stay. We gotta stop this violence. We gotta keep this peace. We gotta come together and do what's right, y'all.
All right, here we are, y'all, for it's another new day. It's a new day podcast. But our host, Mr. OG Man, and tonight our special co-host, Mr. Reverend Frederick Shaw. Y'all take it off.
Well, good evening, everyone. I think in light of all that is going on, we are hearing that the black women are with Biden. We're hearing that the black men are with Trump. We're hearing so many different rumors. The question becomes, do we, as black people, vote party or do we vote for our people? If we find out that Trump may be a racist, but he's doing things that benefit the black community, be it the first step with the prison reform, be it with $500 billion he's supposedly earmarked for the black community, the contribution to the historical black colleges, all of those things. Do we ignore them because he's a perceived racist? And then over here at the party that most of us have been all our lives, we see the continuing decay of morality. We look at the fact that people's rights are being threatened, mandatory vaccines, all of these taking of guns, all of these type of things. So do we vote for our party that seems to be taking our rights and opening society to all types of things? Or do we, go with a party that seems to be, when you look at it, done more for us in the last 3 years than the Democrats look like they've done for us in the last 30, 40 years. So I just wanted to pose it out there and have discussion, because I remember looking at an episode of Roland Martin, and a brother, was it Shermichael somebody or whatever, he's a Republican. And the sister said that she would vote for a white Democrat over a black Republican. Is this brainwashing, or is this, I'm looking at it like kind of in a different way or the wrong way? So I just want people to weigh in and discuss this issue, because we got an election coming up and people don't seem to know which way to go.
I think they have a big format with everything being celebrity, big celebrity over there on that Democratic side. See, the one thing they did is they went and they befriended in the last 8 years when Obama was president. I mean, you heard Jay-Z saying his name in his rhymes, and so people who attach themselves to their favorite celebrity, their favorite sports player, and they know which way that sports player is, they follow that trend. It's kind of like, when they say how was most black men introduced to the church through their grandmother. It's the same thing. It's that same kind of system of being drawn into that system. Most black men are Democrats because of their mother. You know what I'm saying? The daddy wasn't really with them talking about going to vote and things like that. Not where I knew from. Everybody I knew in the inner city coming from Compton, they learned and got that structure either on their own or from their mom. They didn't have no dad like, man, let me show you young men how to go vote or put that in place. So again, that's the shift of the women going towards where they feel more comfortable. You know, like I supported Trump. I donated to Trump's campaign, and I had some meal go to my mom's house, and she's like, what's this meal coming to my house? You know, he said, I can't get mad at you for having meal go to my house and Donald Trump, but at the same time, you know, it's really hard because these people haven't done too much, haven't seen those communities. They really can't answer the real questions of what they want to do. It's just the format is Republicans, African-American Republicans don't have a network or a media outlet as many as you would say the Democratic outlets do. So a lot of those people can go to ABC, they can go to a lot of those different Democratic friendly media stations, and there's not a lot of places that African Americans can really go to, especially Republicans, they can really go to and have a say so to really get people on their side. That's really hard to try to get done. And so again, you know, it seems that fellas not having the opportunities because of our media, not controlling any outlets and media to debate what we want to debate on. We can't even have a reasonable debate on a network and talk about what side is right, which side is this, without going through them. And that's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Who else is on the line right now? Is Ron?
How you brothers doing?
Clarence is on there. Go ahead, Clarence.
Okay, Clarence.
Hey, good evening, fellas. I don't have a quiet place tonight, so y'all have to bear with me with me moving around. And me, I'm not voting for Trump because I know he's a blatant racist. When I heard Brother Fred spoke about what he did for the SBCU, he didn't initiate that. And I don't have her name right now, but I'll research it. This sister, I believe she's a senator or congressperson out of South Carolina, initiated the funding for the SBCU. Trump just happened to sign off on it and take credit for it. But if we do our diligent research on that, we'll find out that he told a lie when he said he funded that. Now, I'm not for Trump. I'm not for anything he do. A couple of weeks ago, when he had the debate with Joe Biden, and they talked about those militias, and he said, stand back and stand down. And so just 2 days ago, we had where the militias attempted to kidnap, I believe, the governor, and I think it was Michigan. And then the FBI discovered that there was also a plot to kidnap another governor. I believe it was South Carolina, North Carolina, one of those states. Trump, I do understand that some of y'all do understand and agree that he is a racist. But ain't no way I can see what he's doing when everything that President Obama had done, he's taken everything in his power that he can do to cancel it. Then he wants to restart it so he can take credit for it. So I understand his scheme. This guy, he's a traitor of the United States of America. When he doesn't take the information that our national security brings him via the CIA, via the FBI, via military intelligence. This guy is a spreader with this killer disease, the coronavirus, not following the scientists and the CDC suggestions for as social distance, mask, and all these other things. Now we look at that he caught it. Many people in the White House caught it. The Secret Service has caught it. So we're looking at that when you see his meetings, he's not even practicing social distancing. We see that Kamala Harris suggested that petitions had to be put up when her and Pence had their debate. So, you know, the only thing I've seen him done far as the prison system was when Kanye's wife went to him and asked him to get certain blacks out. I don't see anything in prison reform that he's doing. And last night I was reading an article out of the LA Times, whereas I have the notes but not with me, where the state penitentiary in California, the LA Times interviewed a young lady out of CIW and how they was forcing them to labor in the state prisons on making masks and hand sanitizers. Now, this might not be directly connected to Trump, but if we're looking at these prison systems, and in the article, she said when they first was making them, they were required for $2,000 a week. Then they raised a quarter to $3,000 a week and $3,500. And they threatened them, if you're not able to work, you lose your day. You lose a lot of your prison privileges. So, and also because of they were not even allowed to wear masks, that there was a correctional officer going from CIM to CIW back and forth without a mask on because the male inmates was making the materials and the women inmates were sewing them. That coronavirus got out because although the inmates was making masks, they wasn't even allowed to carry them. So I'm not with Trump in any sort of way. He's a supporter of the Boogaloo Boys, the Proud Boys, alt-right, Ku Klux Klan, and you name it. He and I said already that he's attempted to get rid of everything that Obama did. This guy wouldn't even recognize him as an American citizen with the birther movement. Now, I understand that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris haven't come out with a national black plan as of yet. So we'll see. We're looking at a game here where really, as blacks, we're not even a part of, and whether it's Democrat or Republican. So a few weeks ago, somebody mentioned we need our own party, that we'll have somebody to directly represent us. I was looking at the presidential ballot, and Kanye West is even on there as vice president. So, you know, I understand about, and we do need to have people of our color in every institution, every party, every organization in this nation, so we'll know what's going on. But if we have people that are in these positions and they're not in there for us,
what about
you know, what good does it do us as a whole as a Black Americans, descendants of American slaves in the United States?
Okay, cool. Now
I like the topic. The reason why I want to kind of get back to the topic, not so much Donald Trump or
About the topic, what was the name of that again? Because I didn't have time to read it. I apologize.
did you mute yourself?
Can you hear me?
Okay, now we can.
I was asking.
I wanted to get
the
back
name of the topic again. I didn't have time to get into that. I've been busy all day.
I wanted to get back to the topic so much. I don't want to get so much on Trump or Biden because I think it goes beyond that.
Something keep cutting you off, OG, while we listening.
I might have to come in on my phone, but the thing was whether we was gonna vote politically for parties or vote for our people. Okay, and I think I'm about to get in on the phone. I keep cutting out. Can you hear me though?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So
He might be going in and out there.
Yeah, but yeah, I think what he's saying is that the topic is basically, do we as Black people vote for a party, or do we vote for the best interests of our people?
Well, I'm sorry, but I think that's really hard to try to do that right now. When Trump and Biden are obviously very important for us to decide on what we need to do. If we were to go to the party and we were to say what party is best for us, we have to be honest. If we have been with the Democratic Party for the last 50 years and we ain't got nothing to look back for, what are we there for? What are we still waiting in line for? Now, everybody gonna talk, oh, I ain't going with Trump. And I'm from Compton. So I just knew when you wanted to fight somebody in the hood, somebody do something to you, you would have to go to the enemy, OG, and ask OG, can I get a one-on-one fade? Because I don't want no gang violence after this happens. So after whoever wins this fight, whatever happens, I can go my separate way and know that I don't have to worry about getting shot or they trying to retaliate doing it on the street. Now, I don't know why we act like America hasn't been the most racist country for the last 400 years, like a racist is something new. I don't understand why people look at that. Like, growing up as a young man, I've always thought that the white man was racist. That was just my ideal, just seeing us having watermelons and stuff and books and stuff and just seeing that. So the idea of racism always existed. So here it is. Finally, we got a white man who everybody say is the head of the Klan. This is the Ku Klux Klan. We got an opportunity now to sit down with the head of the Ku Klux Klan, according to everybody else. I'll take it. He's the Klan leader. He's the head of the Klan. I'll take it. I'll take that. He's the head of the Klan. Why we got a chance now to go sit down with the head of the Klan? We scared. We act like we can't go and get something. This is who we need to be talking to. Who do we need to be talking to? Our friend? The one that we got? Our old buddy for 50 years? Hey, buddy, come on, let's keep doing what we've been doing. Or finally talk to the head of the Ku Klux Klan and get the job done that we need to get done. Get some kind of relevant or something possible that we can finally get structured, because they have never went this way once before. We have done it that way before. You can say, everybody can say anything about Obama. That's good. That's fine. You know, I ain't gonna even get into that. That's fine and dandy. If y'all feel Obama was the greatest thing that happened for African Americans and he gave us what we needed, then so blessed. That's the amen to that. All I'm saying is that there's probably better that's out there, and I believe we can get that, and we're not gonna get it from where we've been getting it from 50 years. I think it's time that we have to go in there, and if y'all say he's the head of the Klan, we need to go sit down with the Klan. I don't know what we scared of. They've been hanging niggas for 500 years. We acting like it's something new. Like it's something new.
One of the things that I want to point out, and I just want to point this out. I'm not taking sides. I'm not saying who to go with. I'm not trying to even get into that. But let's take this thing said, stand back and stand back. The co-founder of Proud Boys is a black guy. So it's like, when everybody pointed that out as a racist organization, but the co-founder is black. So I don't know what made it a racist organization other than the fact that the media labeled them that. But I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just trying to figure out, let's say in the future,
Reverend Shaw, you echoing, making it difficult to understand what you're saying.
Are we forever with Democrats, or do we do like everybody else and vote according to who? If you look, 30% of the expected voted for last election, when everybody voted, the Chinese were somewhere around that area, but we were 90% at the time. Congress, the Supreme Court, and the president were all conservative. We were 90% on one side by everyone. And I'm just asking if that's smart business. I'm not asking for what the thing is that smart business?
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
I think whether it's the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, we should have people inside each one of those parties that give it accurate information. Okay, because one ain't no better than other. Like what Clarence said, Trump are racist. You ain't gonna meet too many up there that ain't racist. So some of us like to have it disguised to it, And some people like it open.
Hey, OG,
So,
everything you're saying is echoing.
that's because I'm on my phone. I'm gonna get off my phone. One of the problems is that at this particular time, and this ain't no different. This is why I kept always bringing up about the slaves going to Sierra Leone and other black folks staying here. It's always been two different thoughts. Everybody's trying to get what's good for them. What's best for you or our people? What's best for you or our people? And being in one basket, we already know. You know what I mean? I've been, like I say, I'm in the Republican Party. I've been a member of the Democratic Party. I ain't found no real big difference. I ain't found no big difference. Both of them run by the white man. Both of them controlled by the white man. And so on anything, it's about what kind of deal can you make. I think one of the problems with Trump is, okay, they know he's outwardly racist. You know what I mean? He outwardly talk crazy. But nobody's been in there doing any kind of work with him. Okay, Biden, he don't show all that openly racism, but I still haven't heard nothing he's saying. I haven't heard nothing he's saying that's going to benefit black people. Absolutely nothing.
My thing is, if I could say something, is this is a man who went 8 years as our vice president next to the great President Obama, the great and glorious President Obama that, the black folks love. He wrote 8 years with him. And, we loyal. Black people, we got loyalty. When you look out for us, we come back and we make sure we look out for you. Where's Obama at right now? Why Obama not writing for his boy that rode with him for 8 years? Why he not gangster gang? I mean, if a dude rode with me for 8 years, as soon as he get up, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure I get him in power. I wonder what's up with that. That's just weird to me. Like, it don't seem like he just all 100% all riding with his boy like that after 8 years of riding with somebody. But I mean, I'm gonna be straightforward. I think we need to go straight Republican. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I think we spend a lot of time in. I think we keep looking at what we need to do to better our lives as adult black men and adult black women, but we gotta surpass that. We already messed it up for our children. We need to sacrifice ourselves right now and see what we're gonna do for our kids, bro. It's not even our future no more. The next life that we have to build whatever we're our energy in our last days right now that we have is to build that next generation up and have corporations, have businesses, have these things set for our youth, have their own stuff and stop playing with everybody else's. And that's what we need to set up, and that's the energy we need to put in. And if people say we need to go in there and speak, you have a Democratic Party, which is called the Black Congressional Caucus, at any time could go in there and is supposed to represent the true power of everything we need to do. They are a Democratic Party. They're right there in Washington, and they can go in there and deliver anything we needed to. And they won't even go sit down with Trump. They won't even meet with him. They won't even meet with him in 4 years on behalf of our children just because, okay, he's a racist, he's this, but we got kids, we got to feed. Let's go in there and get this done. And everything that they say, oh, where somebody started to look. If somebody in this shade like you and say, look, I need $1 billion, and they go to the president and he look and sees black people in there and he still give him $1 billion, he did that. I ain't gonna take that from him. Thank you for that, bro. He did that. Because I guarantee I didn't see nobody else do that when I 25 years old. If we had a president that was African American that was there on that throne for 8 years and he never took back our 25 years. He never extended our voting rights. But I'll take that. It's cool. We can love that, because black people, we the only ones that don't want to come after our own people. Our own people can do whatever they want. We're gonna target everybody else, but we're afraid to come after our own people, and it's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I mean, at the same time, we got to look at what our kids need and what our kids desire. And this man just gave billions of dollars to our kids, and we need to be grateful for that. And we need to understand that we need to understand that what they have given us on the other side compared to what he just gave us. Come on, man. We're gonna really sit back and weigh those options. That's just crazy to me that we even weigh those options. That's crazy to me.
The pastor brought up a point. He brought up a point about voting our interests. What is it that we want? What is it that we want?
you know, when it comes to the Obama administration, we have to understand that for those 8 years, you had a Senate dominated control Congress, and everything that Obama attempted to get through, except for the ACA, was blocked by the Senate. They even blocked his nomination for the Supreme Court person during his last year of his administration. And now we have Trump in his last year, and they pushing here the same thing through before the election. So we have to just understand that whatever Lil Obama did or did not do, what he could do was blocked by a controlled Senate. And then we have to back to what Reverend Shaw said last month. We don't have nobody holding their feet to the fire to make sure any one of these parties are doing anything for us. So whichever party wins, we have to have people who can sit in front of them, and it appears that our leaders now for these last years, nobody held Trump's foot to the fire to get him to do anything for us. And now he's running a second election, and I was just looking at, I think, post I didn't get an opportunity to read that I got from OG Man, where Ice Cube is one of the planners on his Black Action Plan. So, you know, it's just a lot of things that we're lacking on as blacks in this country that we're not participating in, or we don't have somebody in that position to hold their feet to the fire, to make them be accountable, to bring reparations, medical, education, just regular human resources to our neighborhood. So, I mean, everybody's got fine points all the way around.
That's right. Ice Cube went to the Democratic Party with that contract as well, and they never responded. The ones who did respond was Trump, and they come up with that platinum plan.
But see, everybody always talking about it, and everybody keeps saying that nobody has done nothing for us. Don't put what the Democrat has done on what the Republican has done. And then everybody say, oh, Obama couldn't do this about, man, look, when Trump got in, ask how many executive orders Trump signed already. Google it. Google how many executive orders Trump signed already. Executive orders set in place. But Obama couldn't do the executive orders, right? Okay, I get that. We'll let that pass too. Because, you know, the white boy can always do what we can't do for some reason. You know what I mean? When we got that part, we're trying to pull that weight. But I think he could have pulled that weight for certain things. I think if he wanted to push 25 years or lifetime extension for African Americans for life as a black president, I think he could have pushed that. And anybody that want to think he couldn't have pushed that, come on, for real. But okay, I digress. The thing is, we have to understand that they're not going to create a platform that we need a platform, and we saying we need somebody that's going to speak on our behalf. Those things already exist. Those people are not going to speak on for what we want. Because they believe we don't need nothing. They've already given black people, they already know that we can give black people little as shit and give them this, and they're going to be good. Like the pastor says, everywhere Hillary Clinton said, where are they going to go? They all believe that. So what y'all going to do? So the thing is, what do we want? What do we need? They don't really care. Because they have the essential blacks that they need to dominate where they need to go on that side. And we need to be able to show a number up on one side where they feel threatened. They don't feel threatened on that side, so nobody gonna kind of kick nobody. What? Who gonna kiss black people ass? And who gonna sit there and try to support to us when they don't even see no move? We so divided that it's like, shoot, we got 50, you got 50, they'll break even on that 50. They'll break even. We got the men, they got the women, that's cool. We're just worried about every other race. And that's what position we setting ourselves up.
You know, Malcolm.
You know what? I don't think our division when it comes to participating in them parties should be a problem. You know, I work for one of the strongest black civil rights organizations in New York. And some of my other friends, they work for Urban League, NAACP, you know, and I was like 26 years old. We all went out and played basketball together, even though all our bosses argued with each other. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes you shouldn't let your divisions be a weakness. It should be your strength. But on the other thing, what the pastor talking about, I definitely believe being involved in the party and looking for our interests as a people. And And I think that some of the things Trump has done with blacks, you know, has not really been, spread it around. And that's because, black folks just don't like Trump the way, they don't like Trump. Okay. But there's more people up in their government than Trump, you know what I mean? Even though they ain't doing what they're supposed to do. So the other thing is, suppose all the black people voted for Trump. Where would the Democratic Party be?
They'll be kissing the black man's butt like nothing ever before. They'll be doing whatever they can for the black man back over.
If all the black people voted for Trump, you know what I'm saying? Because, hey, Trump said something a long time ago. What do you really got to lose?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you really got to lose by voting for Trump?
You know, America, America ain't never gave us nothing they told us. America has always lied to us.
Exactly.
Always show Trump lying too.
Oh, yeah, he lying. You know he lying. That's what I'm saying. We know he lying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's lying.
Everybody.
You know, it's a law that we supposed to get reparations. That's a law. We talking about the wrong thing.
He might give it reparations. He might give it that $100 million check. You know what I mean? Sure.
It's a law. But if you want to push, you should push that. Because it's
I ain't talking about no $100 million check. So.
But let me say something.
Right.
Malcolm, he mentioned Malcolm, and I want to. There's a couple of points here. Number one, Marshawn said, now you got the president of the head of the Ku Klux Klan sitting at the president's office. We should be talking to him. Now, yesterday I read on the internet that there's a new book reveals that Malcolm X secretly met with the KKK to discuss setting up a separate state for Black Americans. Okay, so he did that. Malcolm X said that the only difference between the liberal and the conservative is that the liberal is more deceptive than the conservative. Okay, so what I'm saying is that we have to take a look at this thing, because right now the Democrats are running a whole campaign on stopping Trump from doing the same thing they're doing.
Yeah, they talking about stopping Trump. They ain't talking about giving us nothing, but on what you just said.
Not giving us nothing. They said nothing. Kamala Harris said, I have a plan for all people, and Black people will be affected. I don't have a specific plan for Black people.
We don't get no special privileges. Anytime they tell you we finna be the president of everybody, that already know we ain't getting nothing. But what I want you to just what the pastor said, 2 things. Some brothers from the Black Lives Matter went to the rally. I don't know, they had it on the news. Went to the red, black, and green. They get to the rally, Trump rally. The man put them on the stage. He said, we don't agree with everything, but we want to let you an American, and we want to give you the opportunity to give you your view. And they put him up there on the mic. This was at the Trump rally a couple of days ago. These are the white supremacists. Put him on the mic.
Of course. What we supposed to be and what we supposed to be. And we look at the destruction.
You know, he said, he you know what? He didn't have no problem with it. He said, because see, they want their own. They want their own little white little area. Exactly. And they understand black folks want their own little black area. Yeah. So,
the Democrats want to merge with us. They want to stay merged with us. They want to stay merged with us and keep us their little pets and their little fun, little objects and stuff like that. And we just keep being their little pet. They had almost 50 years. I'm 42. And ever since I was born, I've always seen a Democrat. My mom is under the Democratic Party. So I've always seen blacks under the Democratic Party. And I don't understand why, looking at their cities, looking at their communities, the fact they can't name one corporation that's a household name that's owned by one black person, one media station, nothing that's out there that's franchisable, named after a black corporation that's nationally franchised, nothing like that exists, and they fighting. I can't understand what they fighting and what they trying to keep, man. That just baffles me, man.
I'm gonna explain it to you. I worked.
Before you go,
let me tell you. Look.
Go ahead.
All right, look. 20 years ago, I worked at a telemarketing company. The telemarketers called people. The telemarketers made all the money for the job. But guess who got paid the least?
The telemarketers.
The telemarketers. But the company loved the telemarketers. We love you. We love you. We need you. Give us more. But we won't get paid more. It's the same thing. It's the same thing personified. America won't want to pay us, don't want to see about us, but they love us. They love our culture. Everybody want to be black, but don't want to be a nigger. We need your votes. And then as soon as the election's over, forget you niggers. That's where it's been going. Bush was president. Reagan was president. Matter of fact, when Reagan became president, a lot of stuff got real bad. They took all the factories out of the inner cities. Detroit went down. So, it's like this. The man captures you and say, listen, I'm going to let you go free, but you got to either give up your hand or your foot. One of them you got to let go of. We're going to chop your foot off or your hand. But whichever decision you make, it's still going to hurt you. That's what we in. That's what we in. You know what I'm saying? So we need to focus on stuff that's going to help us. Like it's a law for reparations in the books. That's a law. You going to break the law, America? You breaking the law by not giving us our reparations? Really?
But they never going to give us reparations because it cost them too much. Just like with the thing, it's just like this thing with Newsom. Newsom just signed the papers. We had this big old thing about reparations. Now, there's 3 million black people in California. If you just gave everybody $100 a piece, you're talking $300 million. So
and they print money every day. They print money every day. Ain't nothing to this money. They just came up with $1 trillion to give us $1,200. They print money. They can give us that money. How many wars they fund? How many spaceships, airplanes, fighter pilots, tanks they building? They come up with that money. They come up with that money, man. They don't want us to have nothing. So we got to get it. We got to get it for us. Not for what they feel is kumbaya bullshit. Fuck that kumbaya. It's about survival for your grandkids. And your grandkids.
But I'm saying Democrats or Republicans, will never give us what do you think we should get? And how much would it cost? Should we get $1 million each? Which I think. But
I think $1 million for every acre they ain't give us.
Now I'm gonna tell you what they should have did. Wait, hold on, OG. I'm gonna tell you what they should have did. They just now supposedly announced that they get forgiven everybody's debt that borrowed money during this whole coronavirus. Now that's the money, and that's the opportunities they should have been giving us. But they did it for America, and we did benefit, but that ain't, most of us didn't get a $50,000 loan. Most of us
didn't get no loan, no way.
Most of us didn't get fucked. Well, some of us got 10 and 12, 13.
I know a lot of black people ain't getting unemployment because they ain't have no job before the corona.
Well, I want to get back to answer Rashawn's thing about the Democratic Party. And then we're gonna talk about the American dream again. But you gotta remember in the voting stuff, we had that little lightweight voting during Reconstruction. But then we didn't have no more voting. We had all kind of stuff. The Democratic Party, that's where the Democratic Party comes from, the Ku Klux Klan. And over a period of time in the South, they was able to convince black folks if they were gonna allow your ass to vote. You gonna vote the way Mr. Esau say vote.
I mean, you right.
That's how the Democratic Party started in the South. That's why most black folks, and you gotta remember too, these black people that grew up in the South, like Lebo, they grew up in the South, they know the white boy. They know his father, grandfather, all of them know each other for centuries. You know what I'm saying? And even when you look at these black mayors you talk about, really the inner cities was given to black folks. After the white folks flew and went to the suburbs, they gave all these old raggedy old cities to the black mayors. But they ain't got no power. You know, so first of all, when we look back in the Black Power movement, bam, we never formed a black political party. They couldn't, black folks had all them black power meetings and conventions and could not get together and started a black power, party. Cause you could, I just got through looking at all the laws concerning creating your own political party.
What are they? And let's start it.
Ain't no big deal. You got to register, with the Federal Election Commission and that kind of stuff. You got to decide. As a matter of fact, you ain't got to register with them if you decide to do a local party. You can start your own party locally. You know what I mean?
Name of it.
Yeah, you can make whatever name you want to be.
Let's make a name.
So you can make a national party. So that's still an option, to create your. But still, even in that thing, with it's almost like becoming a swing state. Just like we said, because all black people vote for Trump, it's gonna be a wrap.
True that.
Well, the thing is that if nothing else, we want both parties fighting for our vote.
Now, and there you go.
And let me just say this to you. What we're looking at when we go liberal, and I've been a liberal all my life. I've been a Democrat from birth, damn near. But what I'm looking at, somebody that want to take our guns, somebody that want to, all of the research I do with the Citizens Commission on Human Rights, somebody that want to force mental health on us. Do you know that the dude running against Jackie Lacey, as much as we supposed to hate Jackie Lacey, he want mental health in the courtrooms deciding if you crazy or not. And these are the same people that's been tricking us always. We look at the fact that they're going to force us to take vaccines. Biden already slipped earlier and said that. I really do not care who the hell liked me. I don't care if Trump liked me.
You're right, man.
I've met Kamala Harris. I've met Joe Biden. They're nice people when you one-on-one. But when I look at the fact that they talking about aborting babies at 8 months old, that's damn murder.
That's murder.
Vote for that.
They like that. That's good news to our black women.
You're right.
That's good news to our black women. All the abortions they had, you know what I'm saying? So that's why they
22 million.
That ain't good news. Black folk are conservative.
No, they not. Not behind doors.
On a lot of things, we conservative. On a lot of issues, we conservative. Not all, but a lot of issues, we conservative. And like that abortion stuff, we conservative. Older black women are more conservative on abortion.
Black people only like to be real about certain things. When it comes to things like abortion, black people, we don't talk about that. They don't talk about
No. I disagree.
If a black woman came out and said, "I'm proud that I never had an abortion," you know how many black women be on her head. You know how many black women be ready to kill her.
I disagree.
I'm proud I never ever had an abortion. Her head would get ripped off, bro.
You know what? It may be like that in the cultural differences that we're from. Because where I'm from, older black women they turn their nose up on abortion. Instead of that, the younger generation might be with it. The younger generation might be with it. But older
California, it's average. I talked to girls who had 3-4 abortions, bro.
I know women. I know women that done did the same thing too. But I think we're off the issue. And the issue is we do need to start a political party, like OG said. And everything Reverend Shaw said was correct. But we need to start being more concerned about us. We need to start being more concerned about us. Us. But and if we start a political party, like OG said, we'll be the swing vote for whatever. But we can start a political party and be a dominant party.
Man, you set somebody up for assassination, man.
No, you know what? You can't.
You know what it would take for.
That's what's wrong with us today. Everybody's scared to die. If you're not willing to die for what you believe in, then you ain't willing to do nothing.
Let's do what.
I mean, let me tell you one more thing. You never die. Your body perishes, but your soul lives. No, if you ride with the Most High, you live forever. So this just transition.
No, I got that. I understand that. What I'm saying is to do something like that. If that happened and say Clifford ran and you won, okay? So you telling them to turn over the whole American army, the whole American treasury, the UFOs, all the information about everything they've been stocking up and get that to a whole new party that's not affiliated with them in any kind of way with any of that information and everything. So asking someone to say, I'm the new president now, they invited me this, and they finna just open the door to give you every secret of the United States of America they've been hiding. They just finna pass that over to just anybody, bro. That's absurd to think that that's gonna happen.
Okay, bro. hold up.
Let me tell you why it's absurd.
Hold up. Why it's absurd. Topic. But on that topic, they gave it to Donald Trump. Let me tell you something. I voted for Donald Trump. You know, yeah, my mama like your mama. Your mama like my mama. You can't even talk about. But you know what? I voted on him because I knew he was going to be a damn fool. First of all, I'm going to tell you, I said, didn't nobody believe he was going to win. Okay, I said, this fool get in there, he gonna show people, he gonna put his damn foot on black folks' neck, and they're going to stand up. If just let this damn fool get in there. That's why I didn't believe he's gonna get in there.
And he did the opposite.
And you know what? And they let an actual fool, somebody with a mental problem, get in there.
No, man, they got fraternities, brother. They got.
He definitely got a mental problem because you know why I'm saying that. The reason why I'm saying that, you can get more stuff done. You don't have to talk about. You don't have to talk about everybody's mama and daddy and everything.
It's calculated. It's calculated.
That's not necessary.
OG is calculated. Donald Trump was on Donahue or that other woman long time ago, like late 80s. He was on Donahue. One of them talk shows, he said, you know, if I ever ran for president, I run Republican. He said, because them the dumbest people in the country. I could tell them anything and they'll believe it. And he said, I could tell them anything. He wasn't talking about black folks. He talking about them ones in Middle America, South America, Southern United States, the Southern states and Middle America. In the middle, he talking about all them Republicans. He said, I run and get all of them. And guess what? Oh, years later, he ran and won. And he's going to win again. But I'm saying, I want to say this. They started early voting.
They only paid $750.
He told Hillary Clinton he was smart.
$750 in tax.
Smart for that.
The man know folks. So, you know, he ain't stupid. He ain't stupid. I mean,
I'm afraid that
mental problem.
Not afraid, but there's a lot of people already voting Democrat in my state. They started early voting, and the lines is long every day. They line on every day.
They vote against Trump because they're mad at the way he is, and it caused a lot of crazy stuff that he did too. You know, like his red line and that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So, but you can't find no perfect white people. Not in politics.
Like I said, man, we need a new state.
Got the borders closed right now, though. I'm voting for whoever gonna get them borders back open, man.
We need a new state.
I don't want to be trapped. I thought I was free.
That's what they I believe everybody vote they get to vote the way the hell your ass want, but make sure you vote. You know what I mean? Shit. But I do think that you know, because I'm like this here when it comes to politics. You know, man, I know some politicians. I'm more about what they do after they get out of politics. See, my relationship with politicians are after they get out. Even though I have a relationship while they in there, they can't do everything. They ain't got no money like that. I don't care if you're the mayor, the governor. You ain't got enough money for me anyway. So, but I always tell them, you got a family, you got a church, you got friends, you got other people you can introduce me to. I don't need you to give me nothing from the city government. You know enough people that you can introduce me to. So that's how I base my relationship when I deal with people in politics. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna really have a relationship with them, it's got to be beyond that office. You know what I mean? So you can develop some personal relationships with them. You know, it carries beyond that. So being involved, I think brothers and sisters need to be involved in both parties. I think we need to start our own party, our own group where we all bring all that information together. You know what I mean?
And we have our own party.
New strategies. Yeah,
we the people. We started our own political party, and every black person you know, every black or so-called minority got part of the party and was for black rights. It will get more respect.
What we need is more. What we need is, let's say, we need 3 political parties. We need 3, and they all need to have different ideals and what's the names. And we need to be able to vote between those 3 ourselves. We don't need to build a party that's going to head over America. We need a party that we create that's going to head over us. You see what I'm saying? We need to create our own candidates, our own 3 candidates that we want to set up as 3 candidates and say, man, y'all can keep y'all president and have y'all president. We're going to have somebody that's going to make decisions for us, that's going to do what we need to do. Because we got to remember, we're not immigrants, bro. We built 50% of this country, bro. So a lot of the part of this country belongs to us just off of sheer rights, just as man rights. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we can ask for what everybody else can't ask for. We can get what everybody else can't get. If they have civil rights, that's fine. It's time for us to get human rights, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to seek that. Let them have the civil rights. Y'all can go be civil with everybody else, but since y'all gave civil rights to everybody else, we want our human rights. We can put our own candidates up, make our own vote, and then that candidate sits next to whoever is their president and make sure when it comes, that's y'all law, that's cool. Now that's FDA approved for y'all. This is FDA approved just for blacks, because there's a lot of medicines that can help us, but we got to get it FDA approved. But look, we can give these medicines as black sign off and say, I'm willing to take this medicine as a black man because this is made for me. Nobody else can use it. How can America stop us as black people from using it? You can't tell us you love us. You see, the trick of the trade is for us to be able to distinguish ourselves away from the obsolete. You know, so we created those political parties and we started to get people to run for those political parties. And we start saying, we don't need you to approve us to have our own people. We don't need to even discuss this with you. We don't like none of your candidates right now. We don't think we need to fuck with nobody. We need to create our own parties, in the sense, create our own what's name, and he is our prime minister in a sense in America that deals with the president here on our behalf. And we need to create some kind of atmosphere.
Nothing. That's why I brought that up, because the law does not prohibit you from creating a party. I think again, and the other thing about the political party, if you're in the Democratic Party, you know, I get mail from the Democratic Party, you know, it's junk mail to me. So the party's job is to keep people informed. You know what I mean? That's why our people are so ignorant, you know, in terms of politics, because they don't belong to either one of the parties, so they don't get no information about no propositions. And if they do see one of them, you know, you just to scrape the dog crap up with. You know what I mean? You get one of them in the mail. So the party is designed to inspire you, to keep you active, you know, and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So when you want to put together, and you know, you can raise money. So people probably got to the point where they discussed it enough. But the other thing too, what you said, Mershad, and we discussed the American dream. Every time we discuss it, if you notice, it was about people coming over here. People, if you come over here, like you said, from one of them empowered nations, destitute, you know, the Statue of Liberty, you come over here and you pledge allegiance and die for this country, you can become you can get the American dream. But us that already was here, that didn't apply to us.
Nope.
It don't even, none of them rules or none of that stuff apply to us. So we need to stay focused on what our situation is when we confront the establishment. You know, they know what the hell that went on. You know what? I cannot remember in my lifetime as much I heard about reparation on a political level as I heard in 2020. Anytime you ever heard the word reparations, white folks was like, shit.
Look, they know it's our season. They know it's our season coming. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that's gonna stop our season from coming. I'm patriotic, so you know what I'm saying. We do have to understand something. Even in the last, I'll say probably 30 years, our pastors have always pretty much a majority of pastors always kind of preached a prosperity message. That was one thing that we always look at our pastors and say, it's just about prosperity. It's just prosperity message, prosperity. And we didn't get that. We didn't understand why God was allowing them to continue to preach this prosperity on us for these 30 years, but we wasn't prosperous. We was getting the message of prosperity, the ideal and the vision and the dreams of prosperity, but that wasn't coming. But that was because those were setting seeds. Those prosperity messages started setting seeds. So our prosperity moments is coming. They understand that. So that's just in the energy where they starting speaking on it. But there's a lot of more things happening on a bigger level. That's why I'm saying the things that we transgression on are bigger than just the state of America, because we have to look at not just what we're going through here, but what we're going through on a global scale, and seeing how we can tie that in to redeeming ourselves. When we talk about looking at raising funds and raising money, we have a lot of those availabilities around the world. There are some places in Africa that we can have that American dream because the money is so low there. Like Clifford know, we can take there and we can get those same benefits. The thing is, they don't have the society structure or the implementation to really put that on a strong level. So the money financial part could be there. We just need to be able to set up a system in place there that would be available for us to be able to get the benefits we need, that American dream. So we need to be able to start to create a term as the African dream, where Africa, Haiti, these places that are third world countries become a heaven sent for us, in a sense. Because like you said, the American dream may not work for us as American here in America, but a Haiti dream can work for us. An African dream can work for us. And we need to start getting that out to our people.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
You know, the money goes so far in Africa, we could go over there and set up everything we need to set up and help the people out over there as well as ourselves. We build a bridge from whatever country we decide with America and have we can have a dual underground government among ourselves where no one has to know what we're doing, and we helping ourselves. We straight up and you said, see, the money goes so far. Like, just look it up. You just research. You research any country and ask how far the American dollar go, or what's the equivalent of $1 American in this country, and you'll be amazed at how far $1 go over there. You go over there and you live how you want to live, but it ain't about living how you want to live. It's about going and being in service. Because see, when you start being of service, then you giving a blessing, and the blessing is always on you. When you start being of service and helping people, you are being a blessing. You showing the God in you. You showing who God is. You letting God jump in you to jump and help somebody else. And when you do that, you are already getting blessed. You don't even know the blessings you are setting up for yourself. And it ain't about money. It ain't about material. It's really about your spirit. It's about your spiritual things. So if you got your spirit on point, ain't nothing gonna stop us from whatever we decide to do. We got 8 people on this panel.
Because one thing we learned from America, greed, and what greed will get you. You know what I mean? I looked at all the rappers and everything. You know, I think about Biggie, I think about Tupac. You know what I mean? You know, we didn't pursue that American dream to the point of like I said, it turned to American nightmare. You know what I mean? And so I think that we done learned some stuff from there, you know, and our ability to, like you say, to give. You know what I mean? Giving is gonna be the thing, being of service. You know. So the party, like I said, we could start a national party, we could start local parties. You know what I mean?
We definitely need to do that. And it need to be kind of like an underground party. We don't have to even get affiliated with the government on that. As long as we govern ourselves in it. We can govern ourselves in that. You know, the Baptist church, the Black Baptist church, or the Black church, the Black Methodist church, they have their own governing party without the government. They govern themselves. They have the leader of the church, and they govern themselves. We can do the same thing as a people across this nation. We can do the same thing.
You don't have to register with the Federal Election Commission. You don't have to do that. You know, if you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so they probably got some little rules and regulations, but it probably run like any other. You know, if you sit in any kind of organization, you know, it ran like any other kind of.
You see, because then as that organization, we be the swing vote. Whoever talking best for us in the country, that's who we vote for.
Well, that's who you can campaign with. So much more respect. A strong organization. You like lobbyists. You know, if you got an organization, a political party, let's say of a few thousand, 10,000. You know, what I mean, that's like lobbyists. You can go in. You got a group of people that can go to any neighborhood and campaign. Any neighborhood, any country, any state, they have that ability to go in and organize, and the community respect them to that level. You know what I mean? You can organize. You know, it's a political party. You can do that, and then you can maintain lines of communication with other the Democratic and Republican Party. You still can have that lines of communication open with them. You know, they even got clauses where you can be affiliated with those parties. Even though you ain't with them, you can be separate but affiliated with them.
Yeah.
It can be done. Because don't nobody want to join it. I mean, like you said, they complex right now. You're in the Republican or you're in the Democrat. Where else can I be? So
we'll see.
That's kind of like the
He the only one said something to us. Trump said he had a plan. When they asked Biden, he said, if you vote for Trump, you ain't black.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that was another.
That's what he said. He ain't got no plan for us. Hillary didn't.
A lot of the Democrats.
And one more thing, Biden in 1979 said, I don't want my kids going with them kids. Just turn the school into a jungle.
Yep.
He didn't run it. And Biden didn't want to run with Obama at first. He said, can you imagine a black man like that, clean cut, this straight, smart student, graduate from wherever he graduated from? That's like a fairy tale. Biden said that. You know, Obama picked Biden as strategy. That was strategy. How the Reverend say vote on strategy. That was strategy to get the conservative swing vote. That was strategy. I'm sorry. You know what I'm trying to say. So, but for us to vote for Biden now, and then he picked Kamala Harris, who said that he was a racist earlier this year in their campaign. She called him straight out racist. Now he picked her. That's strategy. Because black people are sheep. And they just want a symbol of freedom, not real freedom. But we can't keep being like that. We can't keep being like that. And he's right. You're right, OG, right. You know, white supremacists feel the same as black supremacists. They want their own. I'm cool with you, as long as you're over there. I'm cool with you, as long as you're over there.
Keep your nigger hands off my daughter. That's all you gotta do. Keep your little nigga hands off my daughter. And we're good.
And we great. We great, because I don't want no nigger babies running around here.
Right? That's it. You know, we can do that.
I'm going to keep my blood pure. I ain't gonna hate them for that. They want to keep They want to be white power to them. You know what I'm saying? But let me get my own. Let us get our own and leave us alone and stop worrying about us. Get the wickedness out your heart and stop worrying about all that envy and hate you got toward us. Get it out your heart. And then we'll be all right. We ain't gonna mess with y'all.
And those fathers will keep their white girls from that over the side of that rail track. Don't you go over that rail track.
That ain't gonna happen. You know that ain't gonna happen.
That's not a racist thing. Now, I'm not saying I don't think that. That's for them racist ones. That's how they think. Because I came out in California and met some cool ones. I don't know if they racist or not, but they was cool to me. They came and talked to me. That don't happen out here like that unless I grew up with you. You know what I'm saying? They speak. They say, hey, and that's about it. But we can't keep worrying about white folk and what white people doing and the white this and the white that. We always worrying about that. We ain't worrying about ourselves. We always worrying about somebody white. We starting to act white, talk white, be white, whatever talk white mean, be white, act white, all that. And we getting away from who we are. When you think about it, we got beautiful black women out there. They beautiful from head to toe, but then they gonna go perm their hair. They tell me their nappiness is bad, their naturalness is bad. That's a psychological problem we got going on. Same thing with men. But in the end, you get to the root of it, it's all vain, right? But come on, if you're gonna be vain on your blackness. Not on no shit that ain't part of you. You don't have to be like them to survive. We need to get back to us in every manner, in every situation, to the essence of us. And once we get to the essence of us and get our self-esteem back that we need, we'll be very great, powerful beings.
I think the problem is that most of us have not even evolved to where we can do what you just said, because we still in somebody else's mind. We still in somebody else's time. We have never liberated ourselves. You know, it's like this. Black people are fighting over which white person to vote for. I mean, let's look at that crap. You know what I'm saying? Because we're taught to follow the leader. We're not taught to be the leader. And that's where the whole thing is breaking down for us, because we talk in terms of what ought to be. We don't look at what is, and then we don't decide what we're gonna make be. And so that's where we struggle. There's 4 types of people in this world. There are those who make things happen. There are those who carefully study what's happening, and every now and then they participate. Then there's those who wake up and don't know what happened. And then there's those who wake up and don't know anything has happened. This is what we got to change in our community. We all this, you know, it's like I listen to the brothers here. Believe it or not, where you come from, your background, I be in all types of meetings. But this is like being in a free people's meeting, because everybody else is in the costume with the tie, speaking proper King's English, doing all of that. And that's all good. I ain't against educated brothers that know their stuff and that can stand there on these subjects. I'm talking about us realizing that we never have a choice for president. We have what they give us. And so this party that you're talking about, you know, it could easily be the Freedom Liberation Party or whatever it could be. But like all these people that marched in the streets, that's who you want in that party, because those are the people who won't change. And everybody else sitting back behind, watching it on TV with their cold one.
And I got a registered FEC Super PAC, Uncompromised Freedom. I got a registered FEC Super PAC. I registered earlier this year. So we have a Super PAC, and the Super PAC just allows us to raise money for individual parties that we want to represent, unlimited. You know what I'm saying? So we can raise as much money as we want to, and we can use those funds as marketing campaigns, anything for any political parties that we decide to choose from. So we have a political party, a Super PAC already.
We should call it a swing party. Call it the swing party. Shit. You know what I mean?
And let me tell you,
let them know we going with the ones that got this offering something. And let me tell you something.
That goes a long way. That goes a long way. That's a broad statement. Swing can mean a lot of things.
And see, the other thing is like, a lot of times they want to offer you something after we get in. You know, what you gonna give me? What deal is you gonna make me now? Matter of fact, can you put it in writing? Put it on a piece of paper. You know what I mean?
And see,
but I want to know about.
But OG,
I'm gonna be the president of everybody.
But OG,
yeah.
Let me tell you what they do to us, OG. Anytime they scream nigga, Ku Klux Klan, all of us go to the same side of the room. We don't know if it's true. We don't know if it's not true. We just go with it because somebody said it. I don't give a care. I want to know what you gonna do. It's like, you know, you can Google. It's funny, you can Google what Trump has done, but you can't get it through the news media. If you Google right now, who has done more for black people, you'd be shocked in what they say on there. But we ain't hearing none of this mainstream. We ain't hearing none of this any other way. And we're not even hearing what Brother Clifford brought out about the racism of Biden. And again, at a time when we stand here talking about our ability to be treated fairly by police, we gonna put an ex-attorney general and the man who wrote the prison law in the White House. Come on now. And then you want to call Trump racist. Let me tell you something about Trump being racist. Trump hit the Mexicans. He called the China flu. He called a white woman in a debate ugly. That's his style. It ain't about that. He just
That's what they mad about, you know. Yeah. I tell you, Trump did everything possible to lose. He talked about everybody's family. There was no way. Everybody knew he was a slum landlord. They knew he wouldn't show no taxes. You know what I mean? He did everything possible to lose. And still won.
And they still
only reason he won was because he talked crazy. Yeah. Everybody voted on him because he talked crazy. You know, they didn't vote on him because he was intelligent. They didn't vote on him because he had no real plan. You know what I mean? Nothing like that. He had a good slogan of "Make America Great Again." Oh, yeah.
The thing that we forget.
Come on.
The thing we forget is that Americans love America. Out of everything in the world, Americans really love America. So they can sit there and they can say a lot behind your back and all this, but when they come to voting, if you stand behind America, they're gonna stand for you. Now, the one thing I've been in the political game, I've been watching, I just been kind of in the shadows, and I seen the Democratic Party, and a lot of times when they were running, they always associate themselves with a celebrity. You know, they'll run with that celebrity, bring them to that inner city community, get the people to come and see the celebrity friend, and the people will love them and they'll vote for them, and that's how they seem to get in. They don't do nothing for the community, but the fact that they know this star and brought that star to that community, we all feel good. So that's a lot of little ways that we can utilize a lot of those atmospheres to be able to bring people to our parties and stuff, you know, because that's the step that they use. And the thing is that the whole strong part is, like I said, by letting them know that they can have their America, by letting white people know we get it. Y'all can have y'all America. You know, it's like white people kind of feel ashamed, like we understand y'all didn't do what y'all ancestors did, bro. We get that. It's not like it's kind of like they feel like y'all blaming us for what our ancestors did. It's like you know, y'all can make some changes on what they did and not continue to raise source. But personally, all of the white people didn't have anything to do with that in a sense. And like I said, like, you know, I just think it's best for us to just kind of, you know, separate and go our separate ways. I think 400 years is long enough for us to be with them. But I remember, as I said from way beginning, from months back, one thing we got to look at is that our financial contribution and what we make and what we bring to the country, when we start making our own money and start bringing these businesses back, somebody gonna be losing money. So we got to understand that question, because remember, our businesses are the biggest businesses out there. And if we said we wanted to take hip hop and make hip hop just ours, it's going to be a lot of people losing money. If we wanted to take over, you know, the hair industry, it's going to be a lot of people losing money. Those are our industries, but a lot of people going to be affected. So remember, when we talk about kind of control and take it, like we had the African Union. I can say, I know we on live, we got the African Union. So that's not even my worry. That's already going to be very easy to do everything we need to do. But, you know, it's not going to be those things in our way. We just have to understand the economic impact that's going to affect everybody else who's tied financially to the black community and to our black dollars, because a lot of people are tied to that. I mean, other full countries, when you talk about Korea, who makes the products for black women here, you know what I'm saying, they own, out of the 10,000 of the black hair salons that's in America, they own 9,000. They own 9,000, and black women own 1,000. So when you talk about those beauty supply stores that are owned by all those Koreans, when you talk about we want 3,000 black-owned women hair salons, they're competing with Korea, and Korea is $1 industry. So career has a little bit of money where they're gonna say, no, we can't do that. So we got to make sure when we negotiate at top levels with these kind of things and look at that. Either we're gonna go against them and compete with them, or we're gonna work some kind of business deal out. Well, if y'all gonna sell y'all businesses here, we need to go to Korea and open up 9,000 businesses of our companies in your country, so that way while we supporting you, you're gonna be supporting us. We don't need to get America out of our total way of how we do business with these countries, how we interact with these countries, because they're benefiting. America is saying, when you come here, have you noticed, like in LA, a lot of the motels are owned by Indians. You know, so when you go there, that's the deal they make. When you go, you know, they have certain franchises that if you come as an immigrant, you can buy into, and they'll give you this money for that franchise. That's why you say, well, how this guy come here? He only been here 2 months and he got a whole Popeye's chicken, or he got a whole Louisiana.
And they give you a last name.
And they give you a last name. So you like,
like Patel, a lot of Patels own hotels.
Yeah. And so the thing is, we need the same benefit for our people in those countries, because you got this hotel in these inner cities. We have supported so many millions of liquor stores owned by agents and everything else. It's time for them to support our businesses in their country that we're making money from. We need to send our own business, direct the teams over there that start to look out for lists, facilitate that, and we own and operate that and get everybody else out of our way. We can start doing business with these countries on a whole nother level. We just gotta let those countries know no more of this rape. Our people, the white man can't allow you to rape us no more. I don't know what kind of business do y'all got with them, but it's gonna be some new transactions. Y'all in our communities, in our stores, we're gonna have people standing in front of the stores that we have.
The revolution gonna have to be across the board, man, because I think Reverend Shaw, if it wasn't Reverend Shaw, someone else said that, you know, they got really the whole game on lock across the 7 continents. You know, they kind of got it on lock. So this is going to have to be across the whole board, not just here.
They don't have it on lock. If you look at the commercials right now, and you look at your commercials, 90% of your commercials have some kind of African influence in it, African American in it.
That's the culture of entertainment. But when it comes down to the actual power of running things, you look at them G14 summits or them G summit, whatever they call G20 summits, and you look at all the heads that come to talk about ruling the world, and they make decisions on what's going on, what's going to happen. There's nothing but a bunch of white heads walking up and down, man. So look at whenever the Pope died and his funeral and all the heads and stuff. You got to look at it.
If every black parent said, we not sending our kids to no colleges for any sports programs right now, we send them to our own little special programs, what happens?
They lose money.
5 years. I hear what you're saying, but I'm saying if we pinpoint where we know where the pins are at, so we know where our beginning strategies are. So if we said, you know what, no colleges are getting no colleges, but our HBCUs are getting black students. So only black HBCUs get black students. What do you think happens? Change happens. They can't control that with all the motherfucking money they got. They can't control with the shit. Every college is gonna be in trouble because now every Final Four gonna be all 4 HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? We change everything up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to see what they talking. They ain't fucking with us, bro. They ain't fucking with us, bro.
That's why I say they gotta be across the board. So when we go wherever we decide to go, we got to revolute there too.
Yeah, across the board there too. Yeah, we can do it across the board. Their money, their power ain't shit. Their money and power ain't shit, and they know that. Right. And we just tell our people that they ain't fucking with us, bro. Stay to go somewhere with that. It's a new day coming. Like the name of the show, it's a new black man coming to the forefront. It's too late to prepare for him because he already here. Already here, bro.
I think that political party, man. I think that's gonna be the move. You guys, I think that's the move. Like real talk. I think that's the move.
I think it's all connected. You know, because really it's all about a political party. It's all about the level of consciousness to the people. So it's something to throw out there. Reverend Shaw, it's on you.
Well, I just want to, as we get ready to close out, thank you, brothers, for taking up this topic. I really didn't anticipate that it was going to get so deep, and so I appreciate everybody's opinion. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the meetings of the mind. We ask that you continue to elevate us in our work, not only in our community, but around the world. Let us be the catalyst and the light that helps people see the visions of the future. We pray this in the name of Jesus Christ and all of the saints, saviors, and servants who have come. Amen.
Amen.
Y'all thought I was going to give y'all a long one this time, but I wasn't.
Amen.
Hey, that was a good one.
Appreciate that.
Long
Right.
Yeah. Take us out, Bobby. What music?
Hey, Bobby Buck Promotions.
Yeah, y'all. It's a new day, y'all. Yeah. We got some business to take care of. Lots of business. The people are dying every day, shedding tears every way. Oh my God, I feel their pain. Oh my God, who's to blame? We need another day. See the light, a new way. Stop this fight. Peace in the hood is on its way. And peace in the hood is here to stay. Cause it's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood is on its way. Cause it's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood. It's here to stay, cause it's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood. It's on its way. It's a new day.